grab on this thing like I was choking it out and just give it some nice tugs. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back working on the E90. Today we're going to be installing the last piece of the puzzle to get this thing to hopefully 450 horsepower. Today we're going to be installing VRSF's dual cone intake, their charge pipe, and a Tial Q blow-off valve. Now hopefully this is going to get us some better airflow into the twin turbos, and then it's going to allow us to have a nice little blow-off sound, and hopefully that blow-off valve is going to help us hold power and hold air a little bit better than those stock diverter valves. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how we throw those in today, so let's go ahead and let's go back to the garage and let's jump straight into the install. Now our first step is to remove the cowl section here. Our first step, there are 4 8mm bolts here that we're going to remove our cabin air filter. Then on each side we're going to remove these cover cases. So there's one there and one here. We're going to pop those off, and then there's going to be another 8mm bolt here and another one on that side, and that's going to allow pretty much this whole section to come out. So let's go ahead and get those bolts out and these two covers off, and then we'll go to the next step. Now that we've got those removed and all the bolts out, we need to remove this section here that kind of holds all of our electrical wires that run across the motor. So we're going to go ahead and pull this off as well. Now with that all loose, this cowl is going to pull right out of place. Now with that completely removed, we have full access to our intake right here. We've got our air filter box, that's all going to come out. You can see our charge pipe is right here. That's going to be replaced as well. So let's go ahead and remove our intake box and some of this extra stuff here that's going to bring the air into the intake so that we can replace the intake and charge pipe. So using a T15, we're going to remove these two bolts here. It's going to get this section out of the way. Now there are two tabs here that you're going to have to remove it off of. Super easy, they wiggle right off. And then this whole section comes right out. Now we're going to go ahead and pop this out of place. Kind of push on both sides and clamp it down, and then it pops right out of place. And then we want to go ahead and pop it out of the air filter there. And we'll just kind of set this guy off to the side, and then our air box should pop right out. It's going to take a little bit of force though. I forgot one thing, you got to loosen the clamp on the filter box. It's going to be one here, flathead, and one in the back, and that's where our two new intakes are going to connect. So we got to loosen those, and then that should come right out. Now with both loose, they'll wiggle out of place. We got one more back here to pop out, and now our whole intake box is removed. Really quick, if you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you smash that subscribe button. We are so close to hitting the 2,000 subscriber goal by the end of the year, and we still have a month and a half left. So if you guys want to see more content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, but let's get back to the video. So now with the whole old intake removed, you can see this hose and opening there, that hose and opening right there. That's where our new cone filters are going to go. But before we put those in, we've got to come in here and remove this charge pipe that connects to our throttle body right here. So once we get that removed and replaced, then we can go ahead and put the intakes in. So let's start on the next process. Alright, so now you guys can see this here is the charge pipe. We're going to be disconnecting it here and on the throttle body there. This charge pipe has the two stock diverter valves here that we need to also unplug. So we follow this hose back here. We're going to go ahead and twist this silver piece. So this one you're going to twist, ow, it's a little hot. This one you're going to twist towards the front of the car and then give it a nice pull. And that's going to come right out. The charge pipe and intake kit comes with a block off that we're going to use to block that off. So now we follow the other one here, and it comes back here. So we're going to twist that silver thing. So this part here twists. You can see like that. So we're going to need to do that one really quick. We're going to twist it, and then it's going to pop right off with a little bit of force. So that's going to undo the diverter valves there. We also need this hose here that goes teed to both diverter valves. We need to pull it out so that we can connect it to the one that we're going to be replacing it with. All right, now that we've got all of our hoses disconnected, our little vacuum lines disconnected, we need to come over here and loosen this flathead here to get the first section of the charge pipe out. Then there is a T30 here mounting this pipe in place. So we've got that loosened, and then this little clamp right here we need to reuse. So take some pliers right on this little nib here, pull that guy out. We're going to reuse that one, so try not to damage it, but that should pull out the whole entire factory charge pipe with the 2 diverter valves. So let's go ahead and get this last section out so that we can start putting in the new parts, and I'll show you guys exactly how that comes out. I almost forgot, we gotta unplug like the mass airflow sensor that's connected to the back of the charge pipe. Right next to the throttle body there is an electrical connection. Go ahead and remove that, and then everything should come out all together. Alright, now we've got the old charge pipe removed here. We are going to be reusing the mass airflow sensor and the metal clamp that comes off of the throttle body coupler there. But let's go ahead and unbox our boxes here, and let's check out the new charge pipe, intakes, and Tial blow-off valve. Alright, everything that comes with the blow-off valve is the Tial Q blow-off valve. That is going to be money. Then we have the clamp that is for the VRSF charge pipe and the Tial blow-off valve specifically. We then have our vacuum line connection that's going to go on top there, and our nice rubber little gasket here that's going to go on the inside of our blow-off valve to make sure it's a nice tight seal. Next we have our new intakes. So we've got our dual cone intakes here with our new adapters. So that's going to plug in where our stock airbox plugged in. Then we'll use the factory clamps on this side, and then the provided clamps down on here on the filter rubber side. Now we have our VRSF charge pipe with our blow-off valve port here. You have 2 ports on each side here for like methanol injection. Then the side that goes to the throttle body, they do have the mass airflow sensor port here. So you can go ahead and remove it from the factory one using the same bolts, or I believe there are provided bolts. You're just going to go ahead and thread in the mass airflow sensor here. Make sure you do put it in the correct way so that it's going to go in the car like so. And you want your mass airflow sensor here. You want the electrical connection pointed down away from you so that it can plug into the car properly. Then it also comes with a new VRSF coupler. That is for this side to go into the existing charge pipe that goes to your intercooler. And then here are those 2 block offs I was talking about. They're going to block off this here. That was tied into the diverter valve on factory. You can see right here, this plugged into there. They're no longer used, so they include a nice little block off. And it also comes with an extended vacuum hose so that you can extend it to the Tial blow-off valve and an adapter for it. And along with the clamps for everything, we have everything needed to throw in the Tial blow-off valve VRSF charge pipe and the new dual cone intake. Okay, so using the provided little block offs, we went ahead and blocked off both of those old tubes that are no longer needed. I almost forgot, don't forget to add your clamps onto those. Otherwise you might have a bad day. And using their little gold adapter from the factory vacuum hose to the new VRSF vacuum hose, we plugged that in, used the 2 zip ties to make sure that that is nice and tight of a seal, so that now our vacuum hose is quite long. Now we want to go ahead and get our charge pipe ready to go in. So we're going to go ahead and use the 2 little washers and nuts that they provided to plug in the mass airflow sensor. We're going to use the provided coupler on the end of the charge pipe here. Going to get that one on and get the clamp ready to go. And then we're going to go ahead and throw on our blow off valve as well. So let's go ahead and do all three of those things so that this is a little bit closer and ready to go. Then I'll check back in with you guys. All right, now that we've got our blow off valve on and our little vacuum line tightened down, and if you look through here, you can see the hole on the banjo bolt to make sure the air goes into the blow off valve. We've got our coupler on, and one thing I did forget, on your stock charge pipe, there is a little rubber gasket on the inside of it there. You need to take it out of your stock one and replace it here and put it in the new one, or you can buy a new one of those. I did not, so I'm going to just use the old one there. I also went ahead and added some Teflon tape to the little bungs for the meth injection. That way there's no leak whatsoever. But now our charge pipe is ready to get put into the car. We don't have any of the clamps on, and we're not going to tighten everything just yet. We just want to get it in the car, get everything lined up, and then go ahead and tighten down everything. Alright, now this is an absolute pain in the butt to try and wiggle in there. Did not want to get on the throttle body all the way up. I had to do a lot of maneuvering, but what I think was easiest was I put this coupler on the charge pipe that connects to the intake first, and then I kind of pushed in this charge pipe, pushed it in, got it on around the throttle body at the same time of putting it into this coupler. That made it a little easier to get the whole unit in there, but then I did have to grab on this thing like I was choking it out and just give it some nice tugs and try and get this to seat all the way up properly, and then I was able to get the little clamp around it there. So now we just need to throw on the two clamps on this coupler, and then the charge pipe and blow off valve should be installed. We'll just have to throw on our vacuum line to our little guy here, and I'm also going to throw a zip tie on that too to make sure that the connection is fully secured. So let's go ahead and get that charge pipe all tidied up, and then we'll throw on our intakes, and then we should be able to hear this thing for the first time with a blow off valve and intakes, and we'll throw in a little before and after of the mods. Alright, we've got our two clamps there tight. Blow off valve is on and put together. The vacuum line is good to go. Charge pipe is connected to the throttle body. Mass airflow sensor is connected there. Everything is fine and dandy. Time to throw on the intakes. You're going to want to get these semi-tight, then we're going to just put them into their correct holes there. So we'll line up both of those, get them to where they should sit, and then tighten down the four clamps. And then let's go ahead and start this guy up and see if everything is working properly. Alright, we've got everything nice and tight. Blow off valve and charge pipe is all in there. The two intakes are in and nice and tight. Don't forget to plug this guy back in that wraps around the air box there. Everything is nice and tight. So let's go ahead and let's start up the car and make sure we don't have any check engine lights and that we can't hear any crazy boost leaks. So let's go ahead and get the car started. Started right up, no immediate check engine lights. Don't mind my exhaust leak. I do have a small exhaust leak. That is kind of that rattle or ba you guys hear, but the car sounds like it's running great. So we'll go ahead and let it get to operating temperature, and then we can kind of see if we can hear the blow off valve and the intake. But really quick, I'll throw in a before we did this so you guys can see the difference. Now that we've got our top cowl back in and we're getting ready to go drive the car for the first time, I do want to say you're probably going to want to keep the little section here that's going to funnel air into your intake. This guy right there, you're probably going to want to keep it in. That way you can get some nice air from the front of the car back into the intakes. Otherwise, you're just going to be getting hot air from the engine bay the entire time. So make sure you throw that back in. So you can see now air through the grill is going to go up into the first section here, and it's going to funnel back straight into our intake section. That way it continues to get nice cold air from the outside of the car. But now that we've got the car all put together, let's go get some outside clips to see blow off valve and charge pipe sounds from the outside, along with driving in the car. So let's go ahead and get the hood closed and let's go take it out for a spin. Alright, well, there you guys have it. We've got the VRSF dual cone intake and charge pipe installed on my 2009 335i. We also went ahead and threw on the Tial Q blow-off valve instead of sticking with the twin diverter valves. I wanted to make sure we didn't have any issues with those old diverter valves, so I went ahead and picked up the Tial one. It was on back order, however, that's why it has taken me so long to get these installed. I've actually had them ordered for 2 months, and it took about a month and a half for that blow-off valve to be back in stock. The blow-off valve definitely adds a nice touch to the turbo noises. However, since I am automatic, it only is going to do it when I let off throttle completely. So if you have a manual transmission, you'll hear it every shift, so you'll get those nice turbo noises a little more often. Overall, the install was pretty easy. It took me probably about an hour and a half, but I was filming, so you probably could get that done in 30 to 45 minutes if you guys were just to crank it out. Now, if you guys are wanting to pick those up for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description down below. They are just on VRSF's website, but I'll make it nice and easy for you guys and leave them linked down below. Now, I think the last step to getting this car to 450 horsepower, since right now we're using MHD's Stage 2 Plus and it's rated at 420 crank horsepower, I think we're gonna have to go with a custom tune. But I'm curious what you guys think. Do we go with a custom tune or do we leave the MHD Stage 2 Plus? Let me know in the comments section down below. And while you guys are there, let me know if there's anything else you want to see done on the E90. But I think that is going to wrap up today's video. So if you guys did enjoy today's content, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that like button so I know you guys are enjoying the content, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.